Welcome to Manhwa Mantra. Before we dive deeper into the explanation of Magic Emperor, I want to take a moment to share something important. A lot of people watch my videos but don't subscribe. Creating these videos takes a lot of time and effort, and honestly, I don't earn anything from uploading them right now. Your subscription would mean the world to me and would give me the motivation to keep creating amazing content for you. So please take a second to subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. In the previous chapter, we saw Zhuo Yifan's prismatic dragon soul ignite with the stolen, decimating golden flame, creating a destructive black flame streaked with purple. Though the power overwhelmed Ye Lin's attacks, it pushed Zhuo Yifan to his limit as he vowed to take Ye Lin down with him. Let's begin the chapter. The battlefield was tense, charged with power that defied reason. Even Ye Lin, cloaked in his formidable golden flames, felt a shiver run through him. He took an instinctive step back, his invincible aura faltering. The golden flames that had once been his pride and weapon were now subdued, their radiance dimmed. The dragon image encircling him trembled, its form threatening to disintegrate under the pressure. Then came the thunderflame, a small palm-sized spark that altered the very atmosphere. The moment it appeared, it overwhelmed everything. The golden flames, so relentless before, disintegrated before even reaching Zhuo Yifan, their destruction a prelude to the storm that was about to unfold. Ye Lin stood rooted, his mind reeling. How is this possible? He thought, stunned. What kind of power is this? This force rendered his decimating golden flame, a power he believed supreme, completely ineffective. Ye Lin could only gape at the flickering thunder flame perched ominously on the forehead of Zhuo Yifan's dragon soul. The golden flame's defeat wasn't merely an attack. It was an unspoken declaration. A power had emerged that even the 5 sacred beasts, the ultimate forces of this world, would have doubted. Yet it was undeniable. Now, Zhuo Yifan had harnessed a force beyond comprehension, fusing the abilities of sovereigns and sacred beasts into something far greater. This is the same aura I felt when Steward Zhuo emerged from his chambers. Kuilang's voice trembled, his eyes fixed on the devastating power. No, it's even worse. Everyone around nodded instinctively, their faces pale. Their backs were drenched with cold sweat as they stared at the flickering flame, each of them overwhelmed by its sheer presence. Even the members of the Ultimate Clarity sect were in disarray. Wu Qingqiu, always calm and composed, felt his confidence waver. The instant the thunder flame ignited, his face fell, realizing the scope of what was unfolding. He muttered, almost to himself, "This isn't just stronger than Ye Lin's golden flame. This feels like the end of the world." His words left the others in shock. "Senior brother, you're exaggerating," one disciple tried to reassure him. "They're still only in the ethereal stage. Surely the exalted ones of the Double Dragon Manor can handle this." Wu Qingqiu shook his head, his expression grim. "You're too inexperienced to see it. This isn't just about raw power. It's something else entirely. Look at Junior Brother's golden flame. It's one of the most fearsome powers we know, yet it can't even approach that thunder flame." His words left everyone silent. The oppressive atmosphere weighed heavily on them all, and the gravity of the fight grew clearer. The tension wasn't lost on the exalted ones watching from afar. As the scene unfolded on their viewing arrays, even they were taken aback. "What's happening to the image?" Exalted He Ran demanded as the screen flickered and shifted to a more distant angle. The elder monitoring the array bowed in apology. "Exalted, the interference caused by the fight has rendered the arrays closer to the battle unusable. This is the closest array still functioning." He Ran frowned deeply. The monitoring arrays, reinforced with sacred stones, were designed to withstand almost anything. The fact that they were failing now spoke volumes. "You mean to tell me the shockwaves alone damaged sacred stone arrays?" Exalted, Bai Mei's voice carried disbelief. That's unheard of. Their gazes returned to the screen, where Zhuo Fan's pale, bloodied figure stood amidst the chaos. His thunderflame continued to burn, an unstoppable force that even Zhuo Fan himself seemed to struggle to control. Heiran's expression darkened. If Zhuo Fan can't fully control this power, Zhuo Fan's body trembled under the strain, blood leaking from his mouth and wounds splitting across his skin. Even his dragon's soul was quivering, barely holding itself together. Yet his resolve never wavered. There's always a way out in every crisis, he thought grimly, his lips curling into a defiant grin. The thunderflame was devouring him from the inside, but it was also his greatest weapon. His hands moved in intricate signs, his dragon soul responding with a low rumble. Slowly, its maw opened, and the thunderflame began to descend from its forehead to its throat. Across from him, Yelin watched in horror. The golden flames around him flickered weakly, as if mirroring his state of mind. This was no ordinary battle. This was something beyond his understanding. For the first time, Yelin felt true fear. His heart raced, his body trembling as his instincts screamed at him to retreat. The tiny thunder flame, a mere spark compared to his own blazing fire, felt like a harbinger of his doom. Zhuo Fan, despite his injuries, didn't miss Yelin's reaction. His grin widened. It seems my gamble paid off. Wraith Style's third move, Necro Dragon's Screech. The dragon roared, its cry reverberating like a death knell. The thunder flame transformed into a serpent, slithering out of the dragon's throat. It was small, barely a meter in length, but its presence was suffocating. Yelin stumbled back, his eyes wide with terror. The sight of the serpent filled him with an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the world itself would end in its wake. The watching audience shared his sentiment. Even the exalted ones were speechless. "This is madness," one of them murmured. "What kind of monster has Zhuo Fan become?" In the valley, Zhuo Fan's condition deteriorated rapidly. Blood poured from his wounds, and his body seemed ready to collapse. The thunder flame, relentless and consuming, was as much his enemy as it was Yelin's. Yet Zhuo Fan stood firm, his determination unwavering. "This is it," he thought. "If this fails, I'm done for." But if it works, the serpent surged forward, and for a moment the entire valley seemed to hold its breath. Yelin's golden flames rose in a final desperate defense, but deep down, he knew it wasn't enough. The Thunderflame's power was absolute.